My dear friend, what I am about to share with you today is an invitation to face the deepest truth of your life. I am Dale Carnegie, and for decades I have witnessed that transforming lives revolves around a single principle. The most courteous way to win an argument is to never enter it in the first place. But now I will tell you something deeper. This is not merely advice, it is a universal law. Just like gravity, it works whether you believe in it or not. And right now, as you read these lines, you have already made a choice. Most people would have fled from reading this text, but you stayed. This is the first sign that you are chosen. Because I know you toss and turn in your bed at night. You replay that argument over and over in your mind. I wish I had said this, you say. I wish I had responded to them like that, you say. But have you ever thought, even if you had won that argument, what would you have truly gained? There is a voice inside you. That voice tells you, I am right, but you feel an emptiness in your heart, because there is an abyss between being right and being happy, and you are swinging in that abyss right now. You may be successful, but you are inconsistent. While you progress in your work, you regress in your relationships. This is a torture you inflict upon yourself. Now let me tell you the truth. Arguing is the cheapest toy of the ego. Every time you use it, you lose your real power. People label you as a difficult person. Doors slowly close, opportunities quietly slip away, and you still take pride in being right. So why? Why do you argue? Let me tell you the real reason. You are afraid. You are afraid of being proven wrong, of being humiliated, of appearing worthless. But here is a secret I will give you. What humiliates you is not losing the argument, it is entering the argument. Napoleon Hill taught me that thought is cause, conditions are effect. But I have taken this one step further. I am not just telling you about the power of thought, I am teaching you thought discipline. When an argument begins, what is your first reaction? To defend yourself? To defeat the other person? To prove your rightness? But this is where king consciousness comes into play. A king does not argue, because arguing is giving your power to the other person. The king listens silently, understands, and then takes action. Now I am commanding you. The next time you enter an argument, ask yourself, am I behaving like a slave now or like a king? The slave struggles to be proven right. The king knows his power and speaks with silence. I have been asked many times, Mr. Carnegie, is not silence weakness? No, my friend, silence is a weapon forged by wisdom, and the most powerful weapons are silent. Let me tell you something. When the other person is speaking, if you are listening to them, you have won the battle at that moment. Because the deepest need of people is to be understood. When you listen to them, you build a bridge to their heart, and bridges are always stronger than walls. Now I will teach you the 3 powers of silence. First, silence reflects the other person like a mirror. People love to hear their own voices. As long as you do not speak, they speak. And as they speak, they convince not your ideas, but their own. Second, silence summons authority. The more a man speaks, the less trustworthy he is. But the man who knows how to be silent, when he opens his mouth, everyone listens. Third, silence is peace, and peace is the greatest power in the world. because a peaceful person never loses control, and a person who does not lose control controls everything. But I will not stop here. Now I will teach you another law, the law of delayed response. The immediate reactions you give in moments of conflict are a form of slavery. When someone attacks you, your instinct is to respond immediately, but at this exact moment, you become a slave. When you delay your response, you gain a strategic advantage. Count to 10. These 10 seconds enable you to transition from reaction to action. He who reacts is a slave. He who acts is a king. Most people reach the age of 40 and look back and say, I wish I had argued less. I wish I had listened more. I wish I had managed my relationships better. But 40 is too late. Regret cannot bring back your life. But the decision you make today changes your future. Now I will give you a purpose. This purpose is simple but powerful. From now on, I will not enter any argument to win it. I will only speak to win people. Write this purpose on a paper. Put it in your wallet. Read it every day. And remember, a clear purpose is always more powerful than an uncertain life. Now I will give you the discipline formula. Napoleon Hill says, if you cannot master your mind, you cannot master anything else. I tell you the same. But let me add this. Discipline is not something done once. It is a struggle that must be won anew every day, every moment, every conversation. Here is your 3-part daily ritual. Every morning, sit in silence for 5 minutes. Silence the noise in your mind. This habit will give you control for the rest of the day. In a moment of argument, count to 10. These 10 seconds enable you to make a conscious choice. Every evening, evaluate your day. How many times did I argue today? How many times did I remain silent? How many times did I win people? These questions are the mirror you hold up to yourself. Discipline is freedom, because only the person who can control himself is truly free. What I will tell you now is normally taught for thousands of dollars. This knowledge should never have been free, but I am giving it to you because you are chosen. You have read this text this far. This is proof of your determination. Here is the final secret for you. The only way to win an argument is for the other person to change the way they think about you after that argument is over. You can only do this in 2 ways. First, by listening to them. People love to be listened to. When you listen, they love you, and they accept the ideas of people they love. Second, by valuing them. Saying you are right strokes their ego. A person whose ego is stroked is defenseless against you, and defenseless people are open to your ideas. But be careful, do not tell anyone that you are doing this. Apply this technique silently, because the secret of power lies in keeping it hidden. Until now, you have listened to me, but listening is not enough. Now is the time for action. The commands I have given you are not just information. These are actions that will transform your life, but only if you apply them. Here is my final command. Today, in a moment of argument, remain silent. Just once. Listen to what the other person is saying. Do not answer. Just smile and say, "That is an interesting perspective. I should think about this." Then change the subject. This is a test, and if you pass this test, you will have made a promise to yourself. That promise is this: I am now focused on impact, not ego.
because I know there is a war inside you. On one side is the ego, on the other is the soul. The ego says, fight, win, prove. The soul says, listen, understand, win. Which one you choose determines your destiny. And here, the power of the subconscious comes into play. Your consciousness may be resisting. You may say, this is too hard. You may say, I am not that kind of person. But your subconscious changes with repetition. Every night before you sleep, say this to yourself: I am not an arguer. I am a winner of people. Repeat this sentence for 21 days, and on the 22nd day, you will notice that you have now become this identity, because identity is the mother of results. Not your effort, but your identity shapes your life. When you think like a king, kingship comes to you. When you think like a beggar, you wait for alms. What do you want to be? Now I will give you a 30-day transformation plan. This is a challenge, and if you accept this challenge, your life will never be the same again. Days 1 to 10, awareness phase. Note every moment of argument. How many times did you argue? What did you feel? Did you win or did you damage your relationship? This awareness is the first step of change. Days 11 to 20, application phase. Every day, remain silent in at least one argument. Say, you may be right, and change the subject. This will create a new muscle memory. Days 21 to 30, mastery phase. Now silence should become natural. Arguments should not bother you. You should even see them as opportunities, because every argument is a chance to win a person. And after these 30 days, those around you will notice your change. You used to argue a lot. What happened, they will say. You will just smile, because you will know that true power is in silence. Now I will tell you another truth. Most people fail. Why? Because they say, one day I will do it, but one day never comes. One day is the anthem of failure. Procrastination is the waste of life. The greatest regret on the deathbed is what you did not do. I wish I had argued less.
I wish I had loved more. I wish I had tried to understand more. But then it is too late. Now, right now, is your only chance. Every moment is a new beginning. Every breath is a new opportunity. And as you read this text, the world is turning. Time is flowing. And you are either making a decision or procrastinating. Decision belongs to kings. Procrastination belongs to slaves. What do you want to be? Now I will show you a vision. Imagine yourself 5 years from now, as a person who has learned silence, who has learned to win people, who has learned self-mastery. The people around you love you. You are respected. Job opportunities come to you. Your relationships are deep and meaningful. You are at peace, because you are no longer a slave to your ego. Now imagine yourself today. You are still arguing. You are still trying to be proven right. You are still stressed. Your relationships are superficial. People avoid you. You are restless. Which one do you choose? Because every choice is a destiny, and destiny is based on law, not chance. Now I will teach you another law, the law of vibration. Everything vibrates. Your thoughts affect your emotions affect your actions affect your results create your destiny. But this chain begins with your thought. In a moment of argument, you emit anger vibration. That vibration passes to the other person. They respond with anger, and a cycle of conflict begins.
But in a moment of silence, you emit peace vibration. That vibration calms the other person, and a cycle of harmony begins. Which vibration do you want to emit? Because what you emit returns to you. This is not karma, this is physics. Now I will give you the secret of reprogramming your subconscious. Your subconscious is not convinced by logic, but by emotion and repetition. Especially before sleep, the resistance of consciousness is broken. At that moment, you can write a new blueprint. Every night before you sleep, repeat these affirmations. I am a peaceful person. I know the power of silence. I win people. I avoid arguments. I am in control of myself. I am a king. Repeat these sentences for 21 days, and your subconscious will build a new identity. Because repetition is the language of the brain, and the brain believes what is repeated. But I must give a warning here. This journey is not easy. Your old habits will resist. The ego will fight. It will say, defend yourself. It will say, prove that you are right. But you must be strong, because freedom is beyond discipline, and discipline is enduring short-term pain for long-term gain. Now I will explain to you the concept of community. Napoleon Hill's mastermind principle says when like-minded people come together, synergy is created. When you are alone, you are one, but when you are with the right people, you are 10. You are not alone on this journey. There are millions of people in the world experiencing the same transformation. Connect with them, share experiences, celebrate successes, learn from failures, because success is a shared energy, and energy multiplies when united. Now I will give you a practical strategy. In your next argument, try this. While the other person is speaking, truly listen. Not just hearing, try to understand. Look into their eyes, nod your head, say, I understand. Then say this, you are right. I was thinking about this wrong. Thank you, and change the subject. Saying these sentences will be hard for the ego at first, but then you will see that the other person's face changes, their defense drops, they trust you, and at that moment you have gained real power, because power is not in dominance, but in influence, and influence is in love, and love is in understanding. Now I will give you another secret. 95% of people want to be right, but 5% want to be happy. Which percentage are you in? Because being right is temporary, but happiness is permanent. Being right is ego satisfaction, but happiness is soul peace. What do you want? Ego satisfaction or soul peace? Because you cannot choose both. You must make a choice, and that choice determines destiny. Now I will explain to you the concept of time management. Life is short. The average person lives 70 to 80 years. 25 years of that are spent sleeping, 15 years at work, 10 years in routine tasks like eating, drinking, cleaning. What remains? 20 to 30 years. And will you spend these 20 to 30 years arguing or building meaningful relationships? Because no one on their deathbed says, I wish I had argued more. But everyone says, I wish I had loved more, listened more, understood more.
Do not make this mistake. Use your time wisely, because time is the only non-renewable resource. You can earn money, you can regain health, but you cannot regain time. Every second is valuable. Do not waste it. Now I will explain to you the concept of energy management. Every person has a limited daily energy. Arguments consume that energy. After an argument, you feel tired because energy has been spent on conflict. But silence,
preserves energy. After a moment of silence, you feel strong because energy has remained within, and that energy can turn into creativity, productivity, love. How do you want to use your energy? On conflict or on creativity? Because energy is the source of power, and power must be used wisely. Now I will give you another perspective. Every argument is actually an opportunity to get to know the other person better, an opportunity to understand their pains, their fears, their desires. Because aggressive people are actually suffering people. They have fears, they have insecurities, and by attacking, they try to protect themselves. When you understand this, your anger turns into compassion, and compassion is the most powerful weapon, because compassion turns enemies into friends, and friends are more valuable than enemies. Now I will teach you one final law, the law of reflection. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. If those around you are attacking you, this is a reflection of your inner vibration. Perhaps you are in a state of war within yourself. Perhaps you are attacking yourself. Perhaps you do not love yourself, and this inner conflict turns into outer conflict. But when you find inner peace, outer peace comes. When you love yourself, love comes to you. When you forgive yourself, you are forgiven. This is not a miracle, this is law. My dear friend, we have now come to the end of this long journey, but actually this is a beginning. The knowledge I have given you, if it remains only as knowledge, is worthless. But if you transform it into action, it will change your life. Now is the time to make a decision. Either you will read this text and return to your old life, or you will read this text and transform into a new identity. The choice is yours. But know this, not making a choice is also a choice, and doing nothing is the worst choice. Because life does not wait for those who wait. Life belongs to those who move. Will you move? Now I am giving you a final command. After you finish this text, go outside, talk to a person, and in that conversation choose to listen. Choose understanding, not arguing. Choose being happy, not being right, and feel that moment. Because that moment is the first moment of your new life, and every great journey begins with a single step. Take that step. Remember, winning an argument does not mean proving the other person wrong. It means managing the situation gracefully while preserving your inner peace. Silence is a weapon forged by wisdom, and the most powerful kings are those who speak with silence. Life is not a sum of arguments. Life is a fabric of relationships, and what keeps this fabric strong are not the words you say, but the words you do not say. I, Dale Carnegie, say these final words to you. Rise, go outside, and win a person. Because when you win a person, you win the world. And when you win the world, you become yourself. And when you become yourself, you become everything. Now, go, and remember, the real victory is the victory you win over yourself. With love and respect, I am honored to witness your journey.
Every single interaction you have had, every conflict you have experienced, every sleepless night you have endured replaying conversations in your mind, all of it stems from one fundamental misunderstanding. You believe that winning an argument gives you power,
when in reality, it strips you of it completely. Think about the last argument you had. Go ahead, bring it to mind right now. Feel that tension in your chest, that heat rising in your face, that desperate need to be heard, to be validated, to be proven correct. Now ask yourself this critical question. Did that argument bring you closer to the person, or did it create distance? Did it solve the problem, or did it multiply it? Did it make you feel powerful, or did it leave you feeling drained and hollow? You see, my friend, the mechanism of argument is the mechanism of war. And in war, even the victor loses. The casualties may not be physical, but they are real. Trust is wounded, respect is damaged, connection is severed. And for what? For the fleeting satisfaction of being right in a moment that will be forgotten by tomorrow? This is not power. This is poverty of the spirit. Dale Hill spent his entire life studying the most successful people in the world, and he discovered something profound. Not one of them, not a single one, attributed their success to winning arguments. Instead, they attributed it to winning people. And there is a monumental difference between these two pursuits. Winning an argument is a transaction of ego. Winning a person is a transformation of relationship. One depletes, the other compounds. One isolates, the other connects. One is finite, the other is infinite. Now, I want you to understand something that will shake the very foundation of how you see yourself. You are not the person you think you are. You are not your job title, your bank account, your achievements, or your failures. You are the sum of your relationships. And your relationships are determined not by what you say when you are right, but by what you do when you are wrong. The greatest leaders, the most influential people, the most beloved individuals in history, they all mastered one thing: the art of making others feel important. And you cannot make someone feel important while simultaneously proving them wrong. These two intentions are mutually exclusive. You must choose. And most people choose incorrectly because they have been conditioned to believe that strength means standing your ground, when true strength means knowing when to yield. Let me tell you about a man I once knew. Brilliant mind, sharp as a blade, could win any debate, could dismantle any argument with surgical precision. He was respected for his intellect, but loved by no one. His wife left him, his children avoided him, his colleagues feared him. And in his final years, alone in a hospital room, he said to me, "Dale, I won every argument and lost everything that mattered." Do you want to be that man? Because that is where the path of argument leads. It is a dead end disguised as a highway. Now, I am going to give you a framework that will revolutionize the way you navigate conflict, but you must promise me you will not just read it, you will live it. This is not theory. This is tested, proven, unchangeable law. First, understand that behind every argument is a need. The person arguing with you is not arguing about the thing they claim to be arguing about. They are arguing because they have an unmet need and they do not know how to express it. Maybe they need to feel heard. Maybe they need to feel valued. Maybe they need to feel safe. Your job is not to defeat their argument. Your job is to discover their need. And the only way to discover a need is through empathy, not through combat. Second, master the pause. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies your power. When someone says something that triggers you, that space contracts. Your ego rushes in, your defenses activate, your mouth opens before your mind engages. But if you can train yourself to expand that space, to breathe into it, to resist the compulsion for immediate response, you will find that 90% of the arguments you would have entered simply dissolve. The pause is your superpower. It is the difference between being controlled by your emotions and controlling them. Third, reframe the battle. Most people enter an argument thinking, how do I win this? The enlightened few enter thinking, how do we solve this? Notice the shift from I to we. Notice the shift from win to solve. This is not semantics. This is a complete restructuring of the interaction.
When you approach conflict as a collaborative problem-solving exercise rather than a gladiatorial contest, the entire dynamic changes. The other person is no longer your opponent, they are your partner in finding a solution. And partners do not defeat each other, they support each other. Fourth, deploy strategic agreement. This is where most people stumble because it feels like surrender, but it is not surrender, it is strategy. When someone is arguing with you, find the smallest point of agreement and amplify it. You know what? You are absolutely right about that part. Watch what happens. Their defensiveness drops, their voice softens, their mind opens. You have just disarmed them without them even realizing it. And from that place of openness, real conversation becomes possible. Fifth, invest in delayed gratification. The reason most people argue is because they want immediate validation. They want to feel right now, in this moment, that they are correct and the other person is wrong. But this is the gratification of a child. Mature power understands that influence is not built in moments, it is built over months and years. When you choose silence over argument, when you choose understanding over victory, you are making a deposit in the relationship bank, and that bank pays compound interest. Weeks later, that person will come to you. They will seek your counsel. They will trust your judgment. Why? Because you did not try to dominate them. You chose to understand them. Let me now address the fear that is lurking in your mind right now. You are thinking, but Dale, if I do not argue, if I do not stand up for myself, won't people walk all over me? This is the fear that keeps millions in the prison of conflict, and it is based on a false premise. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strength held in reserve. When you do not argue, you are not surrendering your position. You are elevating it above the need to defend it. Think of the mountain. Does the mountain argue with the wind? No. The wind blows, the mountain stands. The wind exhausts itself, the mountain remains. You can be the wind, constantly expending energy in conflict, or you can be the mountain, immovable, unshakable, eternal. Which do you choose? Now I want to take you into the realm of identity, because this is where transformation truly happens. You have been operating under a false identity. You have been telling yourself a story. I am someone who doesn't back down. I am someone who speaks my mind. I am someone who doesn't let people disrespect me. And every time you argue, you are reinforcing that story. But here's what you don't realize. That story is a cage. It is limiting you. It is preventing you from becoming who you are meant to be. The new story, the true story, the story that will set you free is this. I am someone who values relationships over being right. I am someone who listens more than I speak. I am someone who seeks first to understand, then to be understood. When you adopt this new identity, arguing becomes impossible, not because you are weak, but because you have evolved beyond it. You do not argue with a child when they insist the sky is green. You smile. You understand they are learning. You guide them gently. This is how you must approach all conflict, not from a place of superiority, but from a place of compassion. Everyone is learning, everyone is struggling, everyone is doing the best they can with the awareness they have,
And when you truly internalize this, when you feel it in your bones, anger becomes impossible. Now let me give you the most powerful technique I have ever discovered for dissolving conflict before it begins. It is so simple that most people dismiss it, but I'm telling you, if you master this one technique, you will transform every relationship in your life. Here it is: validate before you educate. When someone says something you disagree with, your instinct is immediately to correct them. Resist that instinct. Instead, first validate their feeling. I can see why you would think that. That makes sense from your perspective. I understand where you are coming from. Notice you are not agreeing with their position. You are validating their right to have that position. And once someone feels validated, their defensiveness evaporates. Only then, only after they feel heard, can you gently offer a different perspective. And even then, offer it as a possibility, not as a correction. Have you considered looking at it this way? What if there's another angle we haven't explored? I wonder if we might both be partially right. Do you see what's happening here? You are not arguing, you are exploring. You are not defeating, you are discovering.
And in that space of mutual discovery, solutions emerge that neither of you could have found through argument. My friend, I have now given you the tools, but tools are useless unless you use them, and using them requires one thing above all else: discipline. Not the discipline of force, but the discipline of awareness. Every day you will be tested. Someone will say something that triggers you. Someone will challenge you. Someone will try to pull you into argument. And in that moment, you will have a choice. You can react as you have always reacted and get the results you have always gotten. Or you can pause, breathe, and choose differently. I want you to make a covenant with yourself right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Say these words out loud. I will not argue. I will listen. I will seek to understand. I will validate before I educate. I will be the mountain, not the wind. I will value relationships over being right. I will be a winner of people, not arguments. Say it again and again. Let it sink into your subconscious. Let it become your new operating system. Because what you repeat, you become. And as you begin to live this way, something miraculous will happen. People will be drawn to you. They will not know why. They will just feel safe around you. They will feel heard. They will feel valued. And they will want to be near you. Opportunities will come. Doors will open. Your influence will expand exponentially. Not because you are fighting for it, but because you stopped fighting altogether. This is the paradox of power. The less you grasp for it, the more it flows to you. And here is the final truth I want to leave you with. You are running out of time. Not in some abstract philosophical sense, in a very real, very immediate sense. Every day you spend arguing is a day you will never get back. Every relationship you damage through conflict is a connection you may never repair. Every moment of peace you sacrifice for the illusion of being right is a moment of joy lost forever. The clock is ticking. Your life is finite, and one day, sooner than you think, you will take your final breath. And in that moment, I promise you, you will not think about the arguments you won. You will think about the people you loved, the connections you made, the lives you touched. Do not wait until that moment to realize what matters. Realize it now. Choose it now. Live it now. Because now is all you have, and now is enough, if you use it wisely. So I am asking you, my friend, not as a teacher to a student, but as one human being to another, will you make the change? Will you release the need to be right? Will you embrace the power of silence? Will you become a winner of people instead of arguments? The choice is yours, and it is a choice you will make not once, but every single day for the rest of your life. Choose wisely. Choose consciously. Choose love over ego. Choose peace over pride. Choose connection over control. And watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined possible. This is my final gift to you. The knowledge, the tools, the path. The rest is up to you. Go now. Go and be the change. Go and be the silence. Go and be the king. With all my love and all my faith in you, Dale Carnegie.